Okay, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 14th, day 11. My tutorial today is going to be really quick. Here's what we want to talk about. So first of all, before you dive into task 3.2 and 2.6, I would really encourage you to make sure you understand how to write these short answer questions. Okay, using this point proof analysis. So you may want to take a look again at the exemplar rhetorical analysis essay. We looked at a paragraph yesterday about logos. If you look at any of the paragraphs in that essay, they all do a great job. Once you think you have a good sense of them, engage with tasks 3.2, which is the Great Realization Journal, and task 2.6, which is your ISP journal. So this should say, if you can get, let me edit that right now, right in front of here. If you can get in 3.2 by noon, that would be excellent. I'd really like to be able to get you folks feedback on your 3.2, your Great Realization Journal. If you get it to me by noon on Wednesday, I can get you feedback by the end of the day, and you can get on to task 3.3, the creative part, first thing Thursday. You have all Thursday and Friday to complete the creative part. So again, the sooner the better. Task 2.6, end of day Wednesday is totally fine. Even if you need more time, folks, feel free. Let me know if you need more time. 2.6 and 3.2 are not going to be on your midterm. Tomorrow, I will ask you to email me. So tomorrow, I'm going to say, send me an email, and then in response to your email, I will send you your midterm mark, okay? So again, in midterm marks is just a progress report. Tomorrow, I'll also show you if you actually want a hard copy of your report card, there's a form you have to complete, and they do that at the board office. So if not, I can just send you the number. Again, midterm mark, it's more like a third of the way through, sort of like a third of the way through, but it gives you a sense of the direction you're going. Last thing for today, continue reading Boys in the Boat, right? So I'm hoping you're around page 100 by the end of tomorrow, end of page 100. That would be ideal. Okay, 30 pages a day for the last 3 or 4 days. So I really hope you're around page 100. Joe Rance and the boys. The book is really, 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 really good. I really hope you can get into it. It's just a fantastic read, and there's a test next week, and then the final exam is about Boys in the Boat. So please don't neglect your reading. Last thing before you go, just want to draw your attention to a sample journal. So when you get to task 3.2, you'll be making your own journal, right? And just to clarify, it's probably a little misleading. You need to answer any 4 of the questions. So there's 4 here. You can answer any 4. You can answer A 4 times. No, you couldn't. Only 3 times. Because of the 4 answers, it has to be based on 3 sources. So you're gonna either watch or read 3 of the things from the list. Based on those 3 things, you have to answer 4 questions. So one of them you'll have to do 2. Or, of course, you can look at 4 different things, right? A poem, a short film, a song, and a movie. And for each of those 4 things, you can do 1 question, okay? The most important thing when you answer these questions is to make sure you follow this strategy we've talked about. So let's look at this one here. I watched I Am Legend, and I wanted to answer the question, how will culture and science and politics or society change as a result? And look, in my first sentence, I answer the question, as a result of COVID-19, I believe we'll see a significant separation in how people think about God and faith. That's this insight I had. So that's where you start. You always start with your answer. First line, start with your answer. First line, that's your answer. On the one hand, I think some people will see God as a source of suffering we've witnessed, while others will see God as a kind of anecdote. And if you've read watch I Am Legend, you'll understand the anecdote reference. I think this happens in times of suffering. People draw closer to their faith, while others feel pushed away. The polarization is seen clearly in I Am Legend. When faced with the end of the world, the main character loses hope for a time. there's any kind of divine plan, while the secondary character holds on to her faith, and it could be argued as how she is saved from the apocalypse. In the future, I anticipate something similar. So this is kind of like my concluding sentence, which I started in the highlighted yellow sentence. Folks will either find consolation in their religious belief or they won't, okay? So again, we start with the main idea, we give evidence, and the evidence should come from both my own life, my own observation, but most significantly from whatever it is you engaged. Okay, so this is due the journal. And again, you might want to take a look at mine. You have access to this in task 3.2. When you go to task 3.2, you will see the journal template. So you're going to make a copy of that and put it in your film study. This guy right here, put it in your film study unit. If you want to take a look at my journal, it's there. Also, in the template, there's a sample answer one we looked at. Okay, so this is all due by Wednesday at 12 noon, and you're submitting it on the assignments page by dropping the link along with your dummy dog, okay? And then we'll move on to 3.3. But I would suggest you don't go to 3.3 until I've given you your feedback on 3.2. Okay, I'm on my computer tomorrow. Feel free to send me any emails. Didn't get as many emails from you today, probably because rightly so, we got through this heavy task of an essay and everyone's taking a big deep breath. Now we're kind of diving back in here. All right, folks, look forward to hearing from you. Bye, everyone.